All right, 180 n minus 2 equals the sum of the angles, which we'll put S for. You will get this formula. You don't have to remember it. Yeah. So the first thing I can tell you, give me a shape. So I might say hexagon. You need to know how many sides a hexagon has. How many sides does a hexagon have?
8.
That's octagon. 6. So we do 180 times 6 minus 2. So we
720.
good. 180 times 4, which is 720. Basics of that. I also could give you the reverse. I could give you the reverse where I give you the total. So 8.
No, 4 times 180.
Mhm.
You should have to remember.
No, you don't have to remember the formula. I give you the formula.
I'm saying the shape.
You need to know the names, yeah. Do you want to work on those names?
I feel one thing I'm gonna get wrong.
What's a pentagon?
No, the other kinds.
5. Hexagon is 6.
Octagon.
Octagon. Decagon is 10. Remember those at least, okay? Pentagon, hexagon,
Oh.
octagon, decagon.
That's so stupid.
All right.
Quality is a word, and it's used with a U and it's like a W.
Yeah, it's not plurality.
Yeah, because there's a W that it's making.
All right. So the second part I could give you in reverse where I give you the total. So what we're going to do is 180 times n minus 2. I'm trying to find how many sides it has equals 1800. So what I'm going to do instead of distributing, make my life easier. I'm just going to divide 180 starting off. Because I could cross that out, divide that. N minus 2 equals 10. From there, I'm going to plus 2 on both sides. N equals 12. All right. I could give you the angles and then you do it backwards. Okay.
Wow.
Let's give you a shape. We have hexagon. This is 80 degrees, 75 degrees,
So freaking why I have it right now.
Yeah.
100 degrees. I'm recording. What's up?
There's something going on in the school.
Something going on in this
I
school?
feel like everyone's getting sick again.
I don't know.
Everyone.
We'll call this X,
Like, can I know? it's like-
110 degrees,
I was,
and let's go
I was.
40 degrees.
Oh, I thought you just diabetes and taking over.
So for here, what we're going to do is find the value for X. In order to find the value of X, we still need to use this formula, which is, I'm going to give you on the test. Yeah, sure. 180 n minus 2 equals the sum of all the angles. So we call that S. So first thing I need to do is figure out how many it adds up to. So I need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's 6 sides. So it's going to be 180 times 6 minus 2 equals S. 180 times 4 equals 720. So I know the total should be 720. Now I have all these inside angles, 100 plus 75 plus 80 plus 40 plus 110 plus X should equal the total I found earlier, 720. So I'm going to add up all my pieces that I do now. 100 plus 110 plus 75 plus 80 plus 40. This is 120, 220, 330, 405 plus X equals 720. Subtract X on both, or 455 on both sides, 315. What's up, guys? I'm recording some review, okay? So when it comes to inside the shape, you have to figure out the total, okay? Eliana, you asked the question yesterday. You do not need to remember. I'll give you the formula, okay? Yes. So which is only 180 n minus 2 equals S. Okay. So that's interior, where you have to find the total. When it comes to exterior, you don't need to find the total. So exteriors will look like this.
So one give up, what's the word?
Lowly. Lowly. X. Yes. L-O-W-E-Y.
That's a word.
Yeah, you're lowly. What's up?
You also
Low.
has a family tree
Never
on
heard of
this.
No, no family tree.
Dude, that's not a word.
Oh, but I didn't, actually, it turns out I didn't even put questions as asked. Is a rectangle always a square? I just didn't put that question. So
When you said it had a weird letter, I thought you meant like a Z or.
I
or
thought
like
W
a-
was weird.
But we not that weird.
Okay. 85,
That's one school's
95, 80.
mad gross.
It's a cost, yeah. But it's fun though, right?
What? No, I'm like actually mad that I just put it back. Yo, I might have B, so yeah.
All right, for this one,
Just out. Shit.
the exterior angles always equals 360, no matter if it's four-sided or a billion-sided. It is going to equal 360.
So it's just out. Can I still go right now?
So 80 plus 95, I'm recording this, so 85 plus X equals 360. Always, when you do the outside angles, it adds up to 360. Let's add what we have. 260 plus X equals 360. Subtract both sides, X equals 100. So again, if you have the outside, you add them all up, okay? It always adds up to 360.
You didn't take a shower.
Okay, I'm recording,
Oh,
please.
like, I actually have that.
I hear you, bad. Next one, we have a parallelogram. Let me erase this a little bit. Done. A, B, C, D. This one is going to be 120 degrees. And in this question, I'll ask you, give me B, angle B, angle C, and angle D. Okay. Now, angle B and angle D, they share a side with angle A. In a parallelogram, when they share a side, they are supplementary. So angle B is going to be 120 plus X equals 180. So what makes it 180? You would need a 60. So this will be 60 and D would be 60. While angles opposite of each other, so across the room, like me and Eliana are across the room, opposite corners, that is going to be congruent. So in this case, C is 120 degrees. It's really easy, this question.
Well, for like angle B and angle D, sit as in like an angle, isn't it just like AB and then AB? They're two separate ones.
Yeah, but even though they're two separate ones, they share the same property, so they're both going to be 60.
So like a line is 180, and an angle is 90.
Across is equal, not 90, equal. And it makes sense because if these two should be equal too, so this should be 60, that means this has to be 60. Okay. Next one, I have a parallelogram one where you have to do equation. So like, let's say this is 3x minus 1, and let's make this 29. Because the angles are opposite to each other, are they supplementary or are they equal to each other? Equal. So 29 equals 3x minus 1. Plus 1 on both sides. 30 equals 3x. Divided by 3 on both sides. X equals 10. Uh, 15, 4x. Yeah, this is that. In this case, since they share a same side, these are supplementary, which means you would do 15 plus 4x equals supplementary angle 180. 4x equals 165 divided by 4 on both sides. X equals 41.25. So if they're on the same side, you should set them equal to 180. If they're on the opposite angles, they should be equal to each other. X plus 2 and 4, 12, y minus 10. When it comes to parallelogram, the sides are always congruent. Just like in this room, this wall is the same size as the wall over there, while this window wall is the same size as the hallway wall. So you just set them equal to each other. X plus 2 equals 4, so X equals 2. And 12 equals Y minus 10, so Y equals 22. Opposite sides are congruent to each other. This is where it gets tricky. Now, for a trapezoid, it converts that rule. If they're a isosceles trapezoid, I should say. So trapezoid changes the rule. If they're on the same side in a trapezoid, they're congruent. I'm sorry, let me rephrase that. If you have the trapezoid like here, when you're on the same size side, so this is the small side and the long side, they're congruent. Well, if you were to go this way, it would be supplementary. So it's a little different in the rules. In this case, because this trapezoid are on both on the bottom, they're equal to each other. So X equals 120. But the Y, which is on a different level as the trapezoid here, that would be supplementary. So Y would be 60 in this case. So trapezoids convert that rule. You got to be careful with that.
I would like
120 plus 60 equals 180. So they're supplementary from across the sides, while equal when they're shared in size. What day? Tuesday should be. We don't see each other tomorrow, so the last day is Monday to review. I'm doing the video now, so you have some time if you need to watch it. Last one, not unimportant, is a kite. It's a horrible looking kite, but I'll fix it. All the inside angles always equal 360, yes. For a four-sided shape, so no matter what four-sided shape you have, actually. Let's make this 80. Let's make this 130. Let's just say it looks like this. All right, for this one, the angles inside the two different sides. So it would be the sideways bar in a kite. The sideways bar in the kite are always congruent. So this one over here will be 80. Now, to find this missing one on the top, you need to take it, as Abby said, at a 360, because the whole side equals 360. So 80 plus 80 plus 130 plus X equals 360. 310 plus X equals 360. X equals 50. So this one would be 50. Will that be supplementary every time? No, not necessarily. This has happened to be supplementary. Nice second. Oh, I did the math wrong. Oops. 80 plus 80 plus 130 is 160 plus 130, which is 290. 360 minus 290 is going to be 70. So this is 70. There we go. My fault on that. Okay. So we talked about all the shapes. Now you're gonna have to be able to identify a shape. This is the rules about identifying a shape. Actually, let me do it like this. If you see all the sides are equal, that is a rhombus. If you see all the sides are equal, that's a rhombus. If you see all the angles are equal, or 90 degrees, that's a rectangle. If you see both at the same time, that's a square. If the only thing you see, if they're parallel, so those are triangles, by the way, those are triangles. Like this. The only thing you could describe it as for sure is a parallelogram. And you will have a word box for this, so you don't have to remember these names. If you see that this side equals and these side equals, that will be a kite. And if you see a pair of sides equal, but the other pair of sides do not equal, or actually more importantly are parallel, so like something like this, or is a combo, that would be a trapezoid, okay? So it's all about the markings on the test and these questions. And again, you will have a word box, so. That's the whole test. Pretty straightforward, pretty easy.